Hi, welcome to this demo of Spectrum Protect Plus and AWS. By having a vSnap in the AWS Virtual Private Cloud, Spectrum Protect Plus is able to protect the databases running on AWS, DB2, Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft Exchange, Oracle, and MongoDB. I'll be demoing for a Spectrum Protect Plus version 10.131 server how to purchase additional vSnap storage from AWS if you don't already have an existing virtual private cloud. I'll show you how in AWS Marketplace you can purchase the storage, how it gets provisioned, the questions you'll be asked about the virtual private cloud, and then once the VPN has been set up, how you can add the storage into Spectrum Protect Plus. The first thing you'll need to do is log into your AWS account. From inside of AWS, you'll want to look for Marketplace. So we'll just do a search on that from Services. And now if you go to the left-hand side drop-down and you go into Discover Products, if you type in Spectrum Protect Plus, you will see our Spectrum Protect Plus offering. You can then click on this, and that will take you to the Spectrum Protect Plus page. The first thing Amazon requires you to do is subscribe to IBM Spectrum Protect Plus's AMI. Click Continue to subscribe, and then you'll need to accept the terms of the subscription. It will take a few minutes for the subscription to be verified. So let's go ahead and go into pricing on the top there. The first thing you need to do is choose a region, and this will be what's closest to you. And then secondly, you need to choose, is this a new virtual private cloud or an existing virtual private cloud for your company? We'll show in this demo a new VPC. Next, you'll want to choose a compute bundle. And Amazon refers to these as EC2s, which are different instance types. And the different EC2s are based upon the Spectrum Protect Plus blueprints. And if you hover above these different ones, you'll see that they consist of core, RAM, network, and storage. And each of these bundles just has a different amount and different types of these entities in them. So you can pick the one that's the best fit for your Spectrum Protect Plus. You'll also notice that the Spectrum Protect license has a zero cost because we are licensing the Spectrum Protect Plus server that's on premise in your environment. But the vSnap storage that we're allocating on AWS will have cost associated with it, and that is listed here on the side and is set by Amazon. Okay, assuming we select the first EC2 as the recommended one, we will now get an estimated infrastructure cost. And this is actually broke down into what that includes. It does have the EC2 that we selected. Below that are 3 elastic block storages. The first one is for the vSnap and has 1 terabyte allocated. You can actually choose anywhere between 500 gig and 100 terabytes. And of course, the pricing will change accordingly. The second one is for your cloud cache, and the third one is for your vSnap OS. And these are all on different types of block storage. And then finally below, we also have an elastic IP listed. This cost is just an estimate, and it is set by Amazon. Okay, in the next section, the usage information, we're going to need to download a template. And depending if this is a new VPC, virtual private cloud, or if you already have an existing VPC, you will download a different templates. And templates are important because they will walk you through the gathering of the information that's required for AWS to be able to deploy and connect your storage, if this is an existing VPC, to the Spectrum Protect Plus environment. So the difference between the two deployment options is that if you're deploying IBM Spectrum Protect Plus into a new VPC, then that option builds a new AWS environment, and that consists of the VPC, subnets, NAT gateways, security groups, and other infrastructure components. And then it deploys the IBM Spectrum Protect Plus into that new VPC. However, it does not register the vSnap server in the on-premise IBM Spectrum Protect Plus server. You have to do that manually. If you deploy the IBM Spectrum Protect Plus into an existing VPC, then that option is going to provision Spectrum Protect Plus in the existing AWS infrastructure and register the vSnap server in the on-premise SPP server automatically. Click on View Cloud Formation Template, and now scroll down and click on Download Cloud Formation Template. And this will kick off the download. Now that you've downloaded the template to deploy Spectrum Protect Plus vSnap storage into AWS with a new VPC, we now need to launch the AWS Cloud Formation. So type in Cloud Formation, that'll bring up your existing stacks, and we now want to add in a new stack for Spectrum Protect Plus. So click on Create Stack. You'll need to choose the template you just downloaded, so click on Choose File, select the file, and then go ahead and once it's been uploaded, click Next. Now we'll enter the stack-specific information. The first thing you need to do is give the stack a name, and you can choose the name. Next, you're going to need to enter the information that you want to utilize for your virtual private cloud. Next, enter your VP CIDR, which is the CIDR block for the VPC. Next, the public subnet CIDR, which is the CIDR block for the public subnet located in the availability zone. Then you'll enter the private subnet CIDR, which is the CIDR block for the private subnet located in the availability zone. And then the availability zone, which is used for the subnets in the VPC, and only one availability zone is used for this deployment. The key pair is a public-private key pair, which allows you to connect securely to your vSnap server instant after it launches. And you created this in your preferred region. The vSnap server repository size would have been calculated by you looking at the blueprints and Spectrum Protect Plus sizer that's out on the web. Choose the EC2 instant type that matches your repository size. Enter a vSnap user ID and password. Finally, choose a time zone, and then go ahead and click Next. On the Advanced Options page, go ahead and take the default, click Next. Now you need to click I acknowledge that AWS might create some IAMs, and click Agree. Now you'll see that your deployment of the stacks is in progress and that it's creating behind the scenes a virtual private cloud. You can monitor the status of that here on this page and click the refresh button if needed. Once the creation is done, you will need to give the information to your network administrator so that they can create a VPN for you. And then and only then can you take this additional information here, specifically the vSnap address, and provide that to Spectrum Protect Plus in order to create a new vSnap. So let's go ahead and assume that the network admin has created that VPN, and let's copy over that vSnap address. Now let's switch over to Spectrum Protect Plus and go into backup storage. We're going to click on the Add Disk Storage button and enter that address that we just copied over. In addition, you'll need the ID and password that you used when you created this storage, so go ahead and enter those. And then click on the Save button. It'll take a few seconds while Spectrum Protect connects to AWS, and you can see that we've now added in the new vSnap storage to Spectrum Protect Plus. Go ahead and click OK. Let me show you an example now of what would happen if you didn't correctly set up the VPN, or if there was some type of other error between the Spectrum Protect Plus server connecting out to AWS. So once again, we'll copy over an address. And now when we go back to Spectrum Protect Plus and try to enter new storage, providing both the address as well as the user ID and password, this time when we click Save, it's going to keep trying and trying and trying to reach AWS, but it's unable to connect out to AWS, and eventually we will get this error. So this error could be because we didn't reach AWS properly because the VPN wasn't set up in the correct manner, or there could be some other type of problems preventing Spectrum Protect Plus from connecting to the vSnap storage on AWS. Okay, let's take a look now if there is a failure during this creation process, what to do, and some suggestions on how to handle that. If you did see some failures like this in the AWS error log, remember that we did have AWS automatically clean up everything if anything happened on the installation failure, whether it was just a bad password or if there was some type of network problem. Regardless, AWS cleaned up after itself. And so what that means is that the image is not out there to troubleshoot with. So in order to troubleshoot, we're going to recreate another image, but this time one thing we're going to change is under advanced options, we want to disable the stack creation option so that when the failure occurs, the stack will still be there as well as all of the logs and everything else so that we can work with Amazon or IBM to figure out what went wrong. If we reran it with the stack creation set to disabled, then another thing we could take a look at are the actual logs. In order to do that, you'll need to copy over the physical ID. So copy that over and then go back into services, and you're going to search on a service called CloudWatch. And if you click on CloudWatch and enter logs, then you can drill down into the different log groups and read about the information inside of these different log streams. And hopefully that will help you or support identify what the issue is. One other troubleshooting hint: if the stack fails and you try and look for the instant ID in CloudWatch, but you can't find anything in there, or if the instant ID doesn't exist under resources, it might be because the failure occurred on a step even before launching the vSnap server, and probably the error is related to some AWS resource that failed to create. Here on the screen I have some examples of those types of errors, and you can see these errors in the CloudFormation event page. So in conclusion, I have shown you how to use Amazon AWS to provision vSnap storage for an existing Spectrum Protect Plus on-premise server. I showed you the path where you do not have a VPC in place, and so that has to be created first, and then you have to go in and manually define the VPN and then define the vSnap storage to Spectrum Protect Plus server. And remember, the one caveat for this process is that Spectrum Protect Plus does need to be at version 10.131. And then after you've gone ahead and provisioned new storage and everything, you can always upgrade your Spectrum Protect Plus server to other levels. Thank you very much.